9 years ago, my district and many, many constituents suffered through Superstorm Sandy. In testimony after that storm, I said, Sandy made clear our infrastructure, staffing, and the system of accountability is simply ill-prepared to respond to these increasingly common and powerful storms. Ironically, after Superstorm Sandy, the legislature passed Section 25A that we're talking about today. Was supposed to be a tool to ensure that utility companies actually responded to the legitimate demands of ratepayers and customers, but it has not worked. Tropical Storm Isaias hit our region hard, but it wasn't the worst storm we have seen or will see. We will see worse, as we've seen in Texas. We will see very serious climate change affect all of our communities. But these companies statewide have acted in derogation of their duties, and the fact is the current law has not held them responsible. They have seen the fines and penalties as a cost of doing business and a cost that has unfortunately not changed their behavior. After this last storm, among the constituents who wrote to me or called me were some who were forced to remain in a healthcare facility because the facility would not discharge the patient until her electricity was restored, because she needed electricity for her life-sustaining equipment. Another could not get the power restored when his wife had life-sustaining medications which required refrigeration. Elected leaders like myself and our county executive, George Latimer, could not get phone calls returned, could not get electric and cable companies to coordinate and work together, could not get realistic and timely information about restorations, and frankly, we, and more important, our constituents, were ignored. Ratepayers and customers are tired of the costs of violations being deemed the cost of doing business and just ignored until the next storm. And I promised to my constituents I would not let there be another storm without a substantial and meaningful response. This legislation will do that by eliminating statutory caps on penalties and shedding vague language regarding whether a violation occurred. This will empower the Public Service Commission, and I remind us that the members of which are confirmed by this body and is an independent body under the law, to respond to violations by utilities in a way that is proportionate to the seriousness of the violations and significant enough to incentivize improved compliance. In addition, this bill requires cable and phone companies to submit emergency response plans for review and approval, which will enhance oversight of these industries and help prevent the kind of service outage debacle that we lived through in my district last August. I'd like to thank the Majority Leader for bringing this important bill to the floor, and the staff of my staff, Mike Press and Rob Haberman, for their great work and open mind about finding a way forward. To the people of New York and to my constituents, I say we heard your frustration, we share it. With this bill and the others passed today, we convey your message to these companies. There will not be another time where this happens again. Thank you, Madam President.